into your computer. When
Oh,
you want
yeah,
to move
yeah.
files around.
I got one of those.
Well, what if it was a brain? When you plug it in your computer, I just plug my brain into the computer, so now it knows what I know.
So it's just shaped like a brain?
Yeah.
Oh, go for it. Get the copyright on it. Put patent on it.
So little USB brains.
So there's several of these exhibits. That's just one of them. They're not to be confused with each other. But I highly recommend going to check it out. But don't go alone. If you go alone, you're probably going to get really wigged out. Go with close friends who you can talk to on the way home. Who don't
When you
have
could
gas.
say, look at his wee-wee's littler than mine.
I was very impressed.
Hey, Mutt.
I felt much more secure with myself after that exhibit. I was like, oh, yeah.
It's true. Asians don't have very well-endowed bodies.
No. And I didn't realize the testicles kind of hung off to the side like that, outside of the scrotum. So small.
They have such a small penis.
We have big American penis. So, yeah, it was neat. Go see it and bring a big turkey leg and eat it while you're watching the exhibit.
Leave the bone.
Leave the bone behind. Put it inside one of the hands of the mannequins.
Well, we have I have some information for you, Mutt.
Yay.
On a little radical right turn in the conversation. One of our trusted viewers, one of our longtime viewers and longtime supporters,
Kagi.
Uncle Kagi.
Yeah, I knew it.
He actually has a little bit of an announcement.
Oh, can have him call in.
Well, this is something a little different from normal. He now has on his live journal a donate button. And he is looking to do something very special for his parents for their upcoming 50th wedding anniversary. And what he wants to do is get them a round-trip ticket to Europe. And so if anyone is interested in contributing to be part of the gift for all the people that know Kagi's parents, they can donate some money via his live journal. So there you go. If you want to... Yep, it's in channel. If you want to donate and help give a gift of 50 years of marriage, which is just unheard of these days. You just don't hear about people married for 50 years. They want to go to Europe, for instance, possibly a little bit of a side trip to Paris afterward.
Yeah, probably go back to where they met.
Yeah, because I tried to go to Europe. I was going to go to Europe this coming year.
Mm-hmm.
But freaking airfare is $1,000 round trip. Like,
and he's getting them first class seats. These are not just the. These are not coach.
That's like $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
Eek. Times two, $5,000.
So anybody wants to donate, go out to Kagi's site, Kagi's live journal.
Is this for Grandma Kagi?
Grandma and Grandpa Kagi.
Oh, we got to do it. We got to
50 years of marriage.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Have they ever been to Europe before?
Yes. That would be a yes. That's where they met.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to wee wee.
Wee wee.
Wee wee. Wee 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 wee. So yeah, so we got that was that this week also. And we saw Narnia again. This was my third time for Narnia.
Narnia's a good movie.
I haven't seen it once yet.
I want to live in Narnia.
I have not
As I
seen
say, I would give up everything to go live in Narnia.
Yes, I would so live in Narnia. But I would sneeze all the time because I'm allergic to fur, and everyone's got fur.
Oh, actually, Kagi was saying no, they've never been to Europe. This is their first time going to Europe.
Oh, we got to get them out there.
So, yes, I want to live in Narnia. And then I can sing like a smurf. La, 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 I'm in Narnia.
They would crush you.
Smurf me. Smurf me now.
I'm in Narnia.
And everything talks. All the animals talk in Narnia, and there's nothing that doesn't talk. The trees talk even. But the best way to go to Europe, stay up all night the night before, get really tired. As soon as you get on the plane, have a couple glasses of Chardonnay and pass out, and you wake up while you're descending into Europe.
It doesn't work.
It does. I did it. It's the best way to go.
God.
I had a good sleep, too. It was like one of those sleeps where you felt like you were asleep for 5 minutes.
And in response to the people in the channel, yes, I would give you all up just to go to Narnia.
You would give everyone in the audience up? You give up the Funday Pawpet show to go to Narnia?
Yes.
Shows where you guys stand. You don't rate as much as Narnia rates.
Would you give up sex to go to Narnia?
There's a good question. And it leads us into our next questions.
Although it's got him speechless. He's got to think on that
Would
one.
I give up sex?
Would
Well,
I
wait a minute. Then why would you be going to Narnia? It kind of defeats the purpose. Mr. Ferret?
Define sex.
I did not have sex with that Minotaur. I did not have sexual relations with that beaver.
Yeah, just define the line.
Anything under the hip area.
Anything?
Anything. And above the
Toes?
knees.
Ooh, that'd be tough.
Foot sex?
Well,
We
if I
are
get-
talking. We are
Wait,
talking
wait, that
complete
means-
celibacy.
That means if I get a female vixen or something, I can nibble titties then, because that's above the waist.
Yeah, suppose you could. Is
What about
considered-
feet?
Nibbling titties is a sexual thing.
Anything past second base.
Anything past PG-13.
PG-13 is drawing the line. I give it 10 years and it'll be full sex.
Then you gotta wait 10 years.
Anything that would get Janet Jackson in trouble.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What was the other question we were coming up with the other night?
Oh, that's nice.
Did you ask that one?
No.
Okay. Would you live if you had to? What was it? Live for 3 years and do anything you wanted to, with all the money in the world. Let's make it 10. 10 years. Anything you wanted to do, all the money in the world, or live the rest of your life in poverty. Which one would you take? And let's see what the answers are.
As long as the rest of your life is greater than 10 years.
Yeah, you'll live a long life, but it'll be in total poverty.
Okay,
What would you say, Ras?
I'm selfish. I'll take the 10 years, but
Take
then
10
again,
years.
I'm,
Anything you
then
want.
again, I'm 40, so
As much money in the world,
Well, almost
no
40.
checks will bounce. Go anywhere you want to.
Yeah, I guess it would depend on what age you are now. If you're like 80 and you got 10 good years, hell yeah.
Yeah, but as you are right
I mean,
now.
if I was like in my 20s or in my teens, no, I probably
my
wouldn't do
computer.
that. Well, I don't know. You said in poverty for the rest of your life?
Yeah, like no money, homeless, begging on the street.
I don't know. I'd take 10 years.
These are always very bizarre situations. Who's making these offers? I want to know why he's doing this. Why is he putting me in this predicament? What was the other one? Oh, if you cloned yourself exactly as you are right now and you popped up next to yourself and nobody knew, would you do yourself? Would you have sex with your own self as a clone? That's
That is the most whacked out question I've ever heard.
That's a question. We have a no. Raspar says no.
Rasvar says no,
Rasvar
no,
says
no,
no.
no.
And would you find yourself attractive?
Yeah, you got to rate yourself. What's your there?
Well,
what's
let's
your-
turn this around. Mutt, would you do yourself? Would you find yourself attractive?
I would think about it.
Huh?
I don't find myself attractive. I wouldn't find myself attractive, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't happen.
And if you do yourself, is it masturbation?
Is it incense?
No, it's masturbation.
Incest. Incense.
Incense. You gotta
Incense.
burn a lot.
Peppermints. No, is it incest?
Peppermint incense.
My brain's just not working on this question.
Okay, answers in channel. We got Jershari says no. Seamus says hell no.
What would Yappy do?
Tylen says I'd kill myself. Diane Otter says I'm ugly.
Would Yappy do himself?
I don't know.
Everyone's saying
It's
no.
kind of weird.
Oh, Shades. Velvet Ears says yes. You said yes so fast last night. What are you talking about?
What?
I like what Kagi said.
What?
About Asimov saying, "Oh, give me a clone of my own flesh and bone." Wait, my mouth is full.
Yeah, get a mic.
Yeah, don't eat all the pizza. I haven't had any.
Asimov goes, "Oh, give me a clone of my own flesh and bone, with the Y chromosome changed to an X, and when I'm alone with my own perfect clone, we'd be thinking of nothing but sex."
Well, you know exactly what you
Okay,
like.
in that case, that one works.
You know exactly
Okay,
what
so
you like.
if you were yourself as a female, Raspar,
That's doing your sister.
would you do yourself?
Doing your twin sister.
Doing your twin sister.
It'd be
it-
weird.
It would look exactly like you, other than the one, a couple appendages.
It would be really a weird experience.
I really have no idea.
But at least they would know how to pleasure you. Hawaiian. I don't like meat lovers.
Yeah, he's Hawaiian.
So lots of people are saying no. Some people say yes. I don't think I'm very attractive, so I give a no. Actually, I wouldn't do my. I wouldn't really no.
Hell's no.
Only because I'm not hot. If I was hot, then yeah.
So
Doodles is saying,
what
geez,
were
I'd
some
make
of
a
our other
damn
questions?
ugly woman.
What were some of our other questions?
Those are the only two questions. And the
Oh.
beef jerky comment. Oh, and then you had a joke.
Oh, my joke.
Yeah, the camel joke.
Okay, here it goes.
Okay, camel joke, everybody. Close up. Ah.
There was these Iraqi guys, and they needed to buy a new camel. They needed a 7-day camel to trek across the desert. So they go to a camel dealership in the desert, and they go up to the guy and they say, "Hey, we need a 7-day camel." So then they go. The salesman goes, "Well, I don't have any 7-day camels in stock. I only have 5-day camels." So, but the salesman says, like, "Oh, but wait, I heard you could do this thing that will let you make a 5-day camel into a 7-day camel." What you do when the camel's down drinking water, getting ready to drink up, and when he's almost done, you take a stick and you whack him in the cojones, and he'll go and suck up all the extra water he needs for 2 extra days. So you have a 7-day camel. So the Iraqis said, "Oh, cool, that'll work." So they bite the camel and they head out into the desert. When they find a watering hole, they let the camel go down to drink, and he's sucking up the water and drinking. And when they think he's about done, one of the Iraqis takes and whack, gets the camel in the cojones. But the camel all of a sudden explosively poops all over him. So one Iraqi said to the other, "Quick, pull his head up. He's sucking up mud."
Oh.
Excellent. As he walks off stage.
What?
We gotta get some canned laughter. And that was the extent of our conversations last night. While watching Cheaters. You ever seen Cheaters?
It's funny.
I think it's fake.
I'm gonna go eat pizza.
I still hate that show. I mean, just I can't believe anybody watches it.
I watch it. Oh yeah, we were wondering why we were watching it because every single commercial was for like bail bonds.
Well, and that's the thing is it's like I don't know. There's too much. That can go into my long extended rant of there's too much crap in the world. Why are we watching it?
Truth is stranger than fiction. But yeah, every single commercial on this show was strictly geared towards trailer trash. And I was like, why are we watching it? We don't live in a trailer. We are not the target market.
I don't
for
even
this
know
show.
what the show you're talking about is. So
Cheaters? Basically, they bust cheaters like in the act, and they bring out like the girlfriend or boyfriend who's being cheated on, and they go crazy. They come in like with 15 cameramen and helicopters with cameras, and they bust them hardcore.
Why would you want if you're the one who's being cheated on?
Yeah.
Okay. Why would you want to have your life plastered all over TV like that? I mean, personally, if I was being cheated on, I would want to deal with it myself instead of like throwing all that kind of stuff.
But what
God.
better revenge to get
Either
somebody?
better revenge or the fact that they can get free private investigation.
Possible, I suppose.
Was Strawberry cheating on somebody?
She's in a farming grill.
I think Strawberry.
Other camera. There you go.
There you go. Strawberry. Oh my gosh.
They grilled her.
She's getting grilled.
She's getting grilled. George Foreman.
Sad face. At 350 degrees, yes.
Yeah.
Movie. Oh, speaking of violence and movies,
Yeah.
has anyone in the audience seen Hostel yet? I've been hearing like people passing out and puking during this movie, and it's not rated NC-17 or X, and a lot of people are questioning why this movie is not. And I think this is actually going to bring a wake-up call to the censors, saying just because someone shows a boobie, that's more severe than people going through whatever they're going through in this film. To
Yeah.
make them vomit and pass out and go through and have seizures in the audience.
Now, you know, I don't know if you heard the interview with Quentin Tarantino on Mix on Friday.
What?
He was talking about where the inspiration for this film, they had him and the director.
A screwed up life?
No. This film was inspired by a real ad that occurs in Thailand. In Thailand, you can go and pay $10,000 to kill a person with no repercussions, and a portion of the proceeds will go to their survivors. And they verified that this is true, and they went and they based this film on that because there are weird, sick, whacked-out people in the Southeast Asia that actually pay $10,000 to kill a person who's so poor that they're willing to end their life to get money for their family.
That's really...
That's where this film came from. So this film is actually based on a pseudo-real event. The events in the film are fictitious in the extent that they wrote them, but it's based on a real ad. And he actually said he was building this film. He wrote this film for 2 audiences. One, the audience that's going to see it this weekend, and the